Hey, if you're enjoying these writing lessons and want to practice your writing, then get even more writing lessons and printable writing practice sheets inside our learning program. So sign up for a free lifetime account right now. It takes less than 30 seconds. Just click the link in the description to sign up and start learning in seconds. Hi, welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jinho.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Cantonese writing. Don't worry if you're not comfortable with the Chinese writing system yet. You can always rely on the romanization system. This lesson just gives you an overview of how the language is in its written form. One very interesting point about Cantonese is that it used to be defined as just a spoken language.
As it's one of the major Chinese dialects, it uses the same written standard Chinese as all other dialects. That's why some people look at some of our lessons and say, hey, it's the same as Mandarin. Yes, we use the same writing, but the pronunciation, use of terms, and sometimes the constructions are different in a very significant way.
As a colloquial language, Cantonese is non-standard and full of slang. There are also new Chinese characters that are unique to Cantonese.
Both the standard and slang-filled written texts are widely used in Hong Kong. Newspapers, officials, and documents use the standard form, while tabloids and forums use the colloquial form. Movie subtitles mostly use the standard form, but depending on the genre, sometimes you'll find subtitles in colloquial form.
So very often you'll hear actors, hosts, or anchors say things that aren't exactly what's shown in the subtitles. That's just the difference between colloquial and written forms in Cantonese. If you say everything the same way it's written in the standard Chinese, it would sound very strange, as if you're reading from a poem, so keep that in mind.
For example, we say 喺 meaning at, such as at school, 喺學校. But the same thing in writing is 在. So, at school in writing becomes 在學校.
For your reference, we have a section dedicated to this topic on the website, including a reference sheet of the common substitutes for words in written and colloquial writings. Just look for Written versus Spoken Cantonese under Cantonese Resource.
You can also check out our advanced video series, Video Culture Class, Hong Kong Holidays. In that series, we have subtitles in written form, while the host is speaking in colloquial form, just like what you see on TV shows and movies.
Chinese characters are not as difficult as they first appear. Once you're ready to learn, practice writing them again and again.
Yes, we all learn it that way. After knowing a certain number of Chinese characters, you'll become familiar with the building blocks that makes the characters. By putting them in different combinations, you get the characters you need.
We've prepared practice sheets for 100 of the most commonly used characters on the Learn Chinese Characters section, including basic info such as meaning, pronunciation, radical, stroke count, and a stroke order demonstration. So make sure to check it out.
You can learn character by character, or choose the ones that already look familiar to you. Moreover, in most of our audio lessons, we provide Hongji close-up PDF files. These show the Chinese characters introduced in the lesson, along with the practice sheets.
This is an excellent way to learn new words, as well as to practice writing Chinese characters.
So remember to make use of all the resources provided on the site, and you'll be able to master Cantonese in no time.
Speaking of Cantonese resources, we've recently added a section for learners who want to learn Chinese characters the way native speakers do.
That's right. When we were young, we learned Chinese characters by radicals. These are the building blocks of the Chinese characters. There are 214 Chinese radicals in total.
Each radical reflects some common semantic or phonetic characteristic. For example, most characters that have the grass radical are related to plants and herbs.
For instance, 花 flower, 草 grass, 茶 tea, and 梅 berry.
Or the characters that have the rain radical are related to rain or other weather conditions and phenomena.
Yes, 雨 rain, 雲 cloud, 雪 snow, and 雷 thunder.
By learning the radicals, you can easily associate a character with its meaning, or group them with relevant terms. This can help you memorize Chinese characters faster and more efficiently.
We also use radicals as the index for dictionaries. While English dictionaries are arranged in alphabetical order, Chinese dictionaries are arranged in radicals, starting from the least stroke count. For example, to search for the word fa, flower, first you find the grass radical in under the 3 strokes index. Then you count the extra strokes excluding the radical. In this case, there are 4 strokes, so under the grass plus 4 strokes section, you will be able to find the character fa, flower. From that, you can find a detailed explanation about the character and its meanings. You also find vocabulary starting with this character, or in some dictionaries, its translation in other languages.
Right! So definitely check out the free Cantonese resource on CantoneseClass101.com for more details. In this lesson, we covered the very basics of Cantonese writing. You learned about the writing systems used in Hong Kong, the Chinese characters, and the radicals. Don't forget to check out the Cantonese resource page for the free resources that we talked about in this lesson.
The 10 hardest words to pronounce, and obviously I can't pronounce anything now. 10 hardest words to pronounce in Cantonese. Alright, let's start. Tang, it means orange, but some people might find it difficult because the end has a little ng, so it's a bit of nasal sound. Tang, tang. 我食橙, I eat an orange. Nan is not nan. It means difficult and it's difficult to pronounce. So it starts with n and ends with another n. Nan, and it's in a low tone, so nan. Practice and you can get there. 廣東話唔難. Cantonese is not difficult. 背脊 is the back. 背脊 背脊好痛. My back is in pain. 背脊背脊. 長 is long 長頭髮長, and it ends with another ng, so 長想, so 想 is to want, to think. 想, it ends with another ng. 想 我 ngo 我. Sometimes we get lazy and we just say 我 like o sound instead of ngo. 我 or 我. Can you tell the difference? I'm starting to sound like a goose. 我係 Olivia. I'm Olivia. 身體 is the body. Sun is like sun in the sky. 身體健康, to have good health, like good body, healthy body. 藥 is medicine. That's something you need when your 身體 is not healthy. 藥病咗就要食藥. When you're sick, you have to take medicine. 集團 corporate. 集 don't pronounce it like 集. 香港好多大集團. There are a lot of large corporates in Hong Kong. 苦 is bitter. Maybe it's the second tone that's hard to pronounce. Like 苦. It's kind of like when you ask, is the parking lot full?
Hi everybody, Olivia here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Cantonese questions. The question for this lesson is, how should I learn to write the Chinese characters? Modern Chinese uses the familiar Western layout of horizontal rows from left to right, read from the top of the page to the bottom. CantoneseClass101.com provides the basic rules for stroke order, as well as visual guides for the most common Chinese characters. We'll tell you more about these resources at the end of the lesson. Let's look at some basic information. First, how many characters do people usually use daily? In contemporary Chinese, around 3,000 characters are in common usage. Next is the importance of the stroke order when learning how to write the Chinese characters. The stroke order is important because it helps you to remember the character faster and is necessary for typing Chinese when using certain Chinese input methods for computers. It also helps you write calligraphy correctly and beautifully. Finally, let's see an example. Let's try to write the character 好, mouth. So according to the rules, we start from left to right and top to bottom. So first, we start with the left vertical stroke. The brush begins at the top, then falls downward. Secondly is a turning stroke starting from left towards right. Then turn 90 degrees to fall downward. Finally, we finish with the bottom horizontal stroke, filled from left to right. So, despite the number of lines in the character, hao is actually comprised of 3 strokes. Remember, to see the detailed stroke orders for writing a Chinese character, check out the Learn Chinese Characters page under Cantonese resources at the top of our site. There, you can also find the basic rules of stroke order page. www.cantonese-class101.com/rules-of-stroke-order. To acquire a natural feel for the proper stroke order, you have to practice by writing them on the paper. Please make use of the Hanzi close-up PDF worksheets in each lesson to help you write them correctly and beautifully.
Hi everybody, Olivia here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of the most common Cantonese questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I type Cantonese? Typing Chinese characters is not as immediate as typing Latin alphabets, which is completely displayed on the keyboard. In this lesson, I'll try to give you all the necessary information for being able to type any words or sentences in Cantonese. Let's start with some good Cantonese input systems, ones that are easy for anyone to use, including non-native speakers. The Google Input Tools extension for Chrome browser is a good and easy way to type Cantonese characters. Alternatively, the voice input function for Google Documents used on the Chrome browser is also a very efficient tool for typing Cantonese characters. People who live in Hong Kong usually use Changjie input method, Simplify Changjie or Suchan, Hanyu Pinyin, Yuping romanization, Yale romanization, handwriting, or touchpads like finger tracing, and voice input for writing Chinese characters. The good news is we don't need to add the tones when typing Cantonese. The input system either provide the exact characters or provide a list of choices.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.